I have for you today this is probably my favorite video from the last 3 months, other than my own interview with Mike Lindell, the CEO of MyPillow. This is a fantastic interview from Australia, where Sarah Ferguson interviews Sidney Powell. Now, Sidney Powell was one of the lawyers going around the country trying to legislate Trump's voter fraud claims. At different points in time, Sidney Powell was at one point in the Oval Office meeting with Trump, at another point denounced, or not denounced, but disassociated from Trump, claiming this is not someone working for me. This is someone doing her own thing. This interview is like nothing I have ever seen. At one point, Sidney Powell just cuts the interview. Let's take a look at some of the highlights. Listen to this. And what's the point here? The point, I know some people say, David, don't tell us what the point is. Let us watch it. Look at how when we go full circle, these people who were adamant about their claims when they were carrying out these legal challenges, now you can tell they never knew what the hell they were talking about. Let's take a listen. Look at this.
Let's get a few simple facts straight.
Yes.
In how many states were Smartmatic machines and software used in the 2020 election?
I don't even know the exact numbers.
But you were making some big statements, very dramatic, critical statements about Smartmatic. You must have known what their involvement was in the election.
No.
Oh, you'd have to go look at our complaint with respect to the 4 states that we filed legal complaints in to get the details of that.
A Google search would have shown you that Smartmatic was operating in one single county in California.
Oh, I'm saying I think their involvement's probably a lot bigger than that.
Okay, so now you start to see Sidney Powell doesn't even really know the involvement of Smartmatic, which was like the centerpiece of her claims. And without evidence, even after being told the facts about Smartmatic, she just says, I just believe they were more involved. Oh, okay. And is that the type of argument you would expect to make in court, Sidney?
Research or fact-checking did you do at the time to find out what Smartmatic's actual involvement in the election was?
Do you work for Smartmatic?
You've made an allegation against Smartmatic that they stole
No, I'm a journalist. I'm wondering whether you have any basis for the claims you make.
Presidential election. I think it's incumbent on both of us to know what Smartmatic's involvement was. It seems like a pretty foundational fact.
I mean, I'm confused right now about why you're here.
Because you made
How did you get into my house, ma'am? Who let you in?
a series of very strong allegations against Smartmatic and against Dominion, containing many errors of fact. Do you accept the fact now that the company that you accused of stealing a national election only operated in one county in LA in California?
No.
One county, one state.
No, I'm not prepared to accept that fact. I think Smartmatic's involvement was far more significant than that. Do I think they're trying to minimize their involvement? Of course I do.
You said that Smartmatic owns Dominion. How do you justify such a basic factual error?
I'm going to stop this interview.
Right.
It's wholly inappropriate in the litigation that we're in.
But we're not even in the area of great dispute. These are the simple facts of who owns what.
No, we're done.
All right. So she gets up and
These
then...
are facts.
When we are in litigation against me personally,
I understand that, but
for
we're...
billions
Yes,
of dollars.
I understand that these are very serious
So,
allegations.
thank you very much.
But these are also...
So, as you can tell, absolutely no factual basis for anything. She does eventually come back, although it seems almost like under protest. Let's take a look at a little more.
After some discussion, Ms. Powell agreed to answer more questions,
Yeah.
I'm highly skeptical of how long this is going to last.
claiming her legal issues prevented her from talking about the voting machine companies. All of the organizations who had the responsibility to check the nature of this election and to verify its results say there was no fraud.
That's the propaganda they're putting out. I disagree with that completely, and we have and will produce additional evidence that shows otherwise.
How many years will it take to produce the evidence they claim is coming? I mean, I'm not asking it sarcastically. I would love to know from them. Do you think we will get this in 22, 2023, when will we get that evidence? Trump says very soon, very, very soon.
What you're describing is a massive countrywide fraud involving the FBI, the DOJ, the Department of Homeland Security, the organizations who certify elections, and on, all the way up to the Attorney General, and thousands of local election officials. Are you saying that thousands of Americans participated in a fraud?
I am saying that thousands of Americans had some role in it, knowingly or unknowingly. It was essentially a bloodless coup where they took over the presidency of the United States without a single shot being fired.
Who's they in that sentence?
I don't know who all that they are.
They did it. I don't know who they are. They didn't even know they were doing it, but they did it.
I would really like to know the answer to that. But it's a significant number of they. And they knew exactly what they were doing, and they planned it for at least 3 years. This was no accident.
Do you ever hear yourself and think that it sounds ridiculous?
No, I know myself very well. I've been in me a long time.
She has been inside of herself long enough to know she sounds totally normal, my friends. So, you know, is Sidney Powell delusional? Is there a mental illness component here? Is she just wrong? Is there a financial incentive? I don't think there is a financial incentive. I asked that, but I'm pretty sure the answer there is no. What on earth is going on with this woman? And that is just a stunning, stunning video. We'll have more of those clips on the show's Instagram. You can find us on Instagram at David Pakman Show. And while you're there, follow me at david.pakman. One of the best ways that you can support what we do at the David Pakman Show is supporting some of our awesome sponsors. Today, one of those awesome sponsors is Sheath Underwear. A lot of us know all too well about the sticking and the rubbing and the chafing with traditional underwear, especially this time of year as the weather is getting warm. Sheath Underwear have created unique boxer briefs with multiple ergonomic compartments in the front, preventing skin-on-skin contact. Everything stays separate, comfortable, dry, and cool. No more sweatiness, no more chafing, no more readjusting. It's a lifesaver. Sheath Underwear is giving the David Pakman Show audience 20% off when you go to sheathunderwear.com/Pakman and use the promo code Pakman. Give Sheath Underwear a shot. I've had a great experience. I believe you will too. You can find the link underneath this video, and don't forget to use promo code Pakman for 20% off.